Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Town of Cedar Lake Planning Commission public meeting of January 16th, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Becker?
Here.
Mr. Parker is absent. Mr. Carnahan?
Here.
Mr. Swett?
Here.
Mr. Hunley?
Here.
Mr. Wilkeny?
Here.
Mr. Kapora?
Present.
Mr. Sherry?
Here.
Mr. Austin?
Present.
Mr. Eldridge?
Present.
Mr. Conley?
Here.
Mr. Kubiak?
Here.
Ms. Ida is present.
Okay, first order of business, March 5th, 2025 work session minutes, March 5th, 2025 special public meeting, March 19th, 2025 public meeting, April 2nd, 2025 work session. These have been distributed. If there are no corrections, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Becker, second by Mr. Wilkening. Roll call, please.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Mr. Swick?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkeny?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Old business, number 1, Anderson site plan approval. Owner Chris Anderson, 11900 White Oak Drive, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner 219 Property Management LLC, 11900 White Oak Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Vicinity of 13721 Alexander Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Parcel ID 4515283004000014. Requesting new project build out for lot 20 Railside PUD. Is the petitioner present?
Yes, sir.
Please step up to the podium and give us your name and address, please.
Christopher Anderson, address 11900 White Oak Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana.
Okay, and the other gentleman too, please.
Sofian from Mecca Engineering, 5655 Broadway, Maribel.
Okay. Town engineer, we got any comments?
Actually, no, they actually addressed all of our engineering comments. On July 10th, Sophia made a resubmittal. I had only a couple minor comments left at that point, so nothing further from me.
Oh, great. Good to hear. Planning director, building department, any comments?
I'm good. I've been waiting for them to address the concerns that Luke had, and they've done that within satisfactory. Luke's satisfactory, so I think we're good to go.
Good. Great, good. Do commissioners have any discussion?
Yeah, I had a couple one question for Luke. Luke, what are the minor comments?
These were both related to drainage. They have a couple swales on the perimeter of the property that need underdrains, and I was just asking for some additional details how those would work and tie into the storm sewer. And then they did that. I actually sent out a letter, I think it was July 10th, and Sophia really responded within record time and basically addressed them. They were pretty easy, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it.
No further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Mr. Becker to approve the
Site plan.
petitioner's request.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Wilkening. No discussion, and roll call, please.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Mr. Swick?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley? Mr. Wilkeny?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Update item, Centaur Bank, Boyer Construction, promised letter of credit in the amount of $71,467.00 to expire on July 19, 2025. My understanding is it's going to Did we receive a letter updating
Yes,
it?
you received an email on it, saying that they have updated it. You've got a copy of the update, and, we're just waiting. But they're only gonna do it for 4 more months,
Right,
up till, November.
and they're just waiting on the lamp post, right?
Lamp posts and, striping. Luke, I think that's it, on the entrance?
It was, 2 signs related to traffic. It was like a do not enter sign and another one, and then, then the little plastic pavement markings.
Right.
But biggest hangup is they haven't received the street
The
light
posts,
yet.
yeah, they,
Right.
right.
It's decorative.
Decorative signpost.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have that letter in our possession, or?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, we have the original in our possession, it's just waiting your approval.
Okay, so we don't have to take action now, or do we, or?
Yes,
Yeah, you vote to accept it.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is legal, have you seen this letter?
I've seen the letter. I wanted to make a comment about it, if I might. Terry shouldn't be signing them. Either Ben or council leadership should be signing.
You're good with what the content of the letter is?
I am.
Okay.
This is exactly what we were looking for.
Okay.
By way of extension. This we want to make certain it's executed properly.
Okay.
Any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve letter of credit.
For another 4 months?
Yes, for another 4 months. Expires, when's the expiration date?
November 19th.
November 19th, 2025.
A motion to accept the letter of credit till November 19, 2025, in the amount of $71,467 and no cents. Do I have a second? By Mr. Becker, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Wilkening. No discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Mr. Swick?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkening?
Yes.
Mr. Kapar?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 2, Beacon Point East, Unit 4, performance letter of credit in the amount of $359,608.00 to expire on July 25th, 2025.
Yes, this is one of those that the recommendation would be to allow this one to roll into maintenance. If you recall, this is the one where they had to install that split rail fence, which I think they did last week.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
And, then, Don had some as-built comments from last year, and they just sent over some additional information on, actually, 2 days ago, yesterday, on the 15th. So the recommendation would be to allow the performance letter of credit to just roll into maintenance for 3 years, and I can give you that amount if you need that.
You have it with you?
Yeah, I have it written down.
Yeah, what is it?
It would be $143,843.20.
And that's 3 years, will be, what date?
It would be a traditional 3-year.
From
July
July 25th?
From July 25th, correct.
So until July 28, 2028?
Yeah.
Is there a letter or anything on that?
I can crank out a letter for you. I just hadn't, just
I just didn't know if there was a
because
date
just
or
came
something.
in, sure.
But all the details are taken care of?
Yes.
Okay, if there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion to roll the performance letter of credit into a maintenance letter of credit in the amount of $143,843.20 to expire on July 25th, 2028, and C.E. Burke will forward a letter stating as such for our records.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilkening,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Becker. No discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carnahan?
Yes.
Mr. Swick?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Wilkins?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Number 3, Rose Garden Estates, Phase 3, performance letter of credit in the amount of $1,913,079.85 to expire on August 22nd, 2025. Any comments on this? We're still plugging along on it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they've requested the inspections for phase 1 repairs. We went out and the first 3 items that were on the list weren't done, and we stopped. So,
That was phase
valve
1?
boxes and, you know, the first items that were on the checklist were not taken care of as of yet, so we're not going through the whole thing again and creating the same list that was done last time, so.
That was phase 1, not phase 3, right?
I believe that was in phase 1. We haven't done phase 3 yet because we're not gonna do phase 3 and then 5 years from now have to do it again. I mean, we can't keep,
Right.
you know, we have to make forward progress on these things. So I can't have my guys out there for
That takes time.
making a list for them and then they take 6 years to come back again and then the list is no good and we're doing it again. So we're keep, I don't know how many, I know we get a 3% inspection fee with these developments, and I don't know how many of these inspections that entitles them to with keep redoing, but we kind of feel like if I go out to do an inspection and the first things that were on my list aren't accomplished, I'm not going down the rest of the way. I mean, it just is what it is. You're not ready.
Mr. President, you have Mr. McSherry on the phone. Maybe you want to entertain him.
Yeah, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got any comments?
I absolutely do. Those first 3 valve boxes that Brandon had mentioned, Tim, we're gonna look into those a little bit further. Our contractor had stated that he went out, removed all the water, removed the debris that was inside of them, was able to place the key on the actual valve, did not have any obstructions, and he thought that it was the debris that was in those valve boxes that was causing the water to back up. So when Brandon said he went out there and there was still water in there, I believe Brandon. I know it looks like there's nothing that's been done on those 3, but I can assure you that they have been done. Regardless,
Okay.
we are going to be out there tomorrow to take a look at every single item on there. I'm not going to call in for a re-inspection until we have verified that every single one is done. We took the word of our contractor, and this one, it didn't work out well for us, so I do apologize for that.
I mean, those valve boxes are supposed to have some stone around them and kind of be draining down, you know what I mean? That's,
Correct.
so,
Correct.
and like I said, I got the report from the guys that it was those first 3 valve boxes. I don't know all the details, but it sounds like we're kind of on the same page. And you kind of understand our thing of it, and if you did do something, then I'll relay that to those guys.
I absolutely, no, and you know what, Tim, I reached out to Brandon just to apologize to him, because when I read his email today, I mean, I was livid. I talked to our contractor. He is gonna be out there on Friday. We are gonna go through every single one of those before we call in a re-inspection, but I will guarantee you that we are ready for re-inspections next week. Contractor understands that as well. So, this meeting is going along a little bit, quicker than I thought. I got stuck in traffic, and I'm literally turning down the street. I wanted to be there in person today to say all this, but, no, I know how it looks, and all I can do is say I apologize, but this is not the case. You know, all the other items that are on there, we've been told have been completed. We are gonna verify that with our own eyes tomorrow, and anything that needs to be adjusted will be done on Friday. So,
Perfect.
once we are 100% sure that everything is done, and we're not taking our contractor's word for it, I will, reach out to one of you for a re-inspection. But I do not want you going out there to do anything where you feel like you're wasting your time, and I certainly know how that looks.
Okay.
So, again, I do apologize for that, and, it will not happen, but again,
Perfect, and the Rose Garden. Oh, go ahead.
Brandon did say that, they were putting together the third set of inspections on that, but I obviously understand the position that we will not receive those third, sets of inspection until you're satisfied with the first round here, so.
Okay.
I also did talk to Luke about the as-built, review. I believe that he is reviewing those, and we will set up a, field inspection if warranted with TJ to go over the field items on the C-belt inspections. And, I would hope that that's all gonna be taking place in the very near future here, but I think that we're getting there.
Okay, and as far as the phase 3 performance letter of credit, you're planning on extending that before it expires, or?
That is all in place. I checked with Denise on my way here today, and all the paperwork has been done, it's been processed, and I believe the bank has the hard copy in hand. But we can give you any kind of verification for that.
What is the intention for phase 3? I mean, if we're gonna get these ready this week and get those checked off on, I mean, you're ready to keep moving forward with getting phase 3 into maintenance?
Absolutely.
I mean, we're.
Absolutely. You know what, and I mean, and these automatically get renewed on our end 60 days before the expiration. So I know it's a little bit late. I don't think that we can put them into maintenance here. I think we still have to do some inspections to make sure that everybody's comfortable with that. As soon as we are ready to go on to maintenance, or to put that in, go maintenance, that'd be our wish, yes.
I just don't know the board's willingness to extend this performance bond for another 12 months, because I know we're trying to, keep this moving forward and getting it, getting the residents taken care of and getting snow plowing, and, we're happy to let you guys continue doing it, I guess, but it seems to be putting a strain on a lot of residents in town, and we just want to keep moving forward, so. I don't know what you guys thought. I know there was some discussion about.
How much has to be done yet?
Well, it's done. We're just inspecting infrastructure and making sure everything is good. So they're close. I mean, they're close. It's close.
Yeah.
Should be done by winter.
On phase 3?
Absolutely will be, yes.
On all of them, yeah.
Well, then,
All phases 1, 2, and 3.
then I would think we'd only need an extension for 6 months. Be done by winter. 6 months will put you into December.
6 months work for you?
Again, it has already been extended for 1 year. They go an automatic 1-year window, so I believe that the institution already has all the paperwork extending it to August of 2020.
Change the paperwork.
Well, it doesn't matter if the bond is good for a year, we can only be good with us for 6 months. I mean, it doesn't make any difference, as long as it's good for the time we're saying, but if you could have him back here in 6 months to say what's going on or whatever, I mean, it technically won't be expired at the bank, obviously, but it would be expired in your guys' world.
But if it's expired in 6 months, we can't give you the money to go do it, right?
No, because his bond is gonna be good for 12 months.
Right.
At the bank.
It's an automatic with the bank, so what he may have the option of doing is, even though he gives you a 12-month extension, and I think this is what you're saying, Tom, he may come back in to December and say, can we modify changes to a maintenance at this time, and then start the clock from there.
My goal, I mean, as we've been talking through this, is for not only for phase 3, but phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, as we get through the public works inspection, we get through the as-built review, and any seatbelt field inspection that has to happen, and once everybody is satisfied with that, we'll then request all 3 of those to go to maintenance. And I mean, we're in July right now. Once we have that third list, I understand we'll get through the re-inspection of phase 1 before we have that third and final list, but I'm fine with saying by winter. If that's a memo of understanding, I mean, I can research. I don't have the answer on the financial institution in terms of changing the paperwork or the expiration date of it, but I can certainly.
Well, it depends on what the rest of the commissioners think, you know.
Did you get the letter, did you get the extension yet from the bank?
No.
Because the next public, because we have to take action on a public meeting, correct?
I do.
The next public meeting is the 20th. So is 2 days gonna be enough?
No, make sure that it's a California company, although People's Bank is the local agent of your company's bank.
They were.
People's is no longer the local.
Because Bank of the West was acquired by
BMO Harris.
BMO Harris, and BMO Harris has a regional bank out of Griffith, who is now
Griffith, Indiana.
Griffith, Indiana, yeah, is their local bank now.
Well, I haven't seen the documents, I don't know if in-house staff that's in here.
I'll send you, there were 6 amendments that I dug up. The latest one was number 6. I'll send that off to you, Dave.
And
Chuck,
we
you're
need
right,
a
we need-
confirmation, if you haven't seen that, we need a confirmation.
But that was done before I even got here.
Absolutely, we'll need that.
Absolutely.
That's why we made you go to the People's Bank. Chuck, you're
So,
right about the need for time. 2 days is not enough.
so we need to make a motion, if we don't get something, we have to make a motion to pull by a certain date.
And it would make sense to identify that date, but the date doesn't.
Since it's a public meeting now.
Right, you don't have another public meeting until August 20th.
So August 15th, you gotta have it by?
A week in advance.
I think it'd be the 20th. In August, the 6th.
15th is on a Friday.
Tim, how many things are on the list? Is it reasonable to think they can get this stuff done in 6 months?
Yeah.
No doubt in your mind.
No, I mean, I think it's reasonable. Will it happen? I mean, I know that he's had people out there, and I know that they've gone through phase 3 again, right? You guys have already gone through phase 3 and did what they think needs to be fixed, so, I feel like, at the end of the day, I mean, if it's gonna complicate everything, I just want, and I think Tom understands that we wanna kind of get this moving forward, and for all the residents and for everybody, you know what I mean, just to,
Absolutely.
it is what it is, but,
I mean, we have to make a decision about something, and I'm trying to,
yeah, I think that the concern that this needs to be by the 15th is, or the whatever, that if we don't receive something by the 15th, then,
Remember, 15th, if it's a Friday, takes the weekend away from pursuing the take of the letter of credit.
so then you would have the 18th through the 22nd.
18th through the 22nd. 22nd's on a Friday, too.
Is that enough?
I would suggest 1 week before the expiration date.
For the maintenance, because we already have the replacement for the performance. We just haven't brought it.
We're not accepting the maintenance, so that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that'd be the 14th, right? By 14th,
What
we're
you're saying
saying
is you already have the performance.
We already have it? I thought you said
We already have the performance, we just,
That's all.
we're not acting on it.
Maintenance means nothing to us
Right,
now.
we're not.
Also, he has it already.
Yes.
That's what I just
And I'm
said.
gonna give it to Dave, so that he
Yeah, I
has a
thought
copy,
so,
so
but now
he
he
can
has.
see the chain.
Tom, you're.
So you have the extension already.
Well, Jen technically has it right now, yes, that's where it is.
We have it.
We have a copy of it right now, and we just need to get it verified, because there were changes that obviously David's not aware of. So, but Jen and I went over it, and there is a manifest change to it, the changes that they did, and they do have, BMO has a local bank in Griffith, which was a requirement of what David has, but David just needs to verify all those documents, that's all.
But I'm saying you already have the extension for the performance letter of credit.
Correct.
All right.
So that we don't have to take action then, since,
And we could wait, well, you'll take action and all, you're either gonna accept that one or you're gonna change it over to maintenance, one or the other. You'll take that vote in August.
on August 20th.
Maybe.
How many extensions on this $1.9 million has there been?
I think it started in '21. So, but the amendments to it, they had to do the amendments because the bank was bought out, and also the amendment to change the local bank. So there's 6 right now that I'm counting, 6 amendments, is that correct? That's what your
I
office,
believe some of those.
that's what your office provided.
Financial, exactly.
Yeah.
Some of those were because of the financial institution.
Correct.
Change of Bank of the West, so, but I believe that Rose Garden Estate started in 2020. So the original letter of credit that would have been posted, and then there would have been 4 extensions for each phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 to get us to 2025.
How many?
Which haven't been reduced or anything at this point, they're still full blown.
You know, the way that I was told it when I stepped into this was that because you had to go through phase 1 to get to phase 2, and phase 2 to get into phase 3, we do not want to have any damage to public improvements for phase one and phase two by accessing phase three based on our build schedule. We're told that that's not going to be an option, not take it into account. So that's, they've been sitting here at full amount for 6 years. We would love nothing more than to reduce them. We would love nothing more to get them onto maintenance, because each quarter that costs us $75,000 to be able to have those sureties in place in the format that they're in. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the motivation for us is $300,000 a year, and we're just paying premiums to be able to have those.
All right.
That's not.
We don't have to accept the extension for 12 months, do we?
You don't.
No.
Okay.
But
Would
it's not-
would that move your people along? Saying they only got 6 months?
I'm thinking that we have these re-inspections that are there, I mean, we're close, we are there, we're gonna have to wait for re-inspections. I don't see this going for 6 months.
Luke, do you have any concerns about any of your stuff?
No, I mean, just echo what Tim said earlier. It's, you know,
Okay.
we had these items out there. There's a lot of little things, really, nothing incredibly huge. Certainly doable in 6 months. But also, as Tim mentioned, you know, our first inspections and even the re-inspections, it's been some time, I think a year or two maybe in between those. So you cross things off the list, but then new things get added to the list too. But we're not expecting anything major, so I guess 6 month thing sounds kind of reasonable to me.
So what was the date? The 18th?
22nd is when the surety.
22nd,
Because the meeting's the 20th.
The 20th.
So we have to stay ahead of that then.
Yeah.
What was the date somebody threw out there?
The 15th was the week before the 22nd. That's Friday, 22nd's on a Friday, 15th's on a Friday. For pool?
Yes.
Is that what you're
Yes.
talking about? All right, well, let me understand it. I
Since
thought
we already
had-
got,
the letter of extension
we already got it.
is in your possession now, the town's
That's it,
possession, correct?
Correct, it just needs to be checked,
Okay,
yeah.
so legal has to look at it to make sure all the language is correct, and then we have the letter of extension. So at August 20th meeting, we accept that, or if
They convert it to
chance
maintenance.
in 4 weeks, you can do 6 months worth of work, we turn it over to maintenance.
There's no way they're gonna convert it to maintenance in August.
It's not an automatic,
No.
it's subject to examination, field inspection reports.
Well, how about if we accept this the 1 year, if they already had it, we accept it and make it no more pushing it off. After the 1 year, if it's not done, we're pulling it.
Yeah, I think they've had plenty of extensions, it's been carrying on for, how many birthdays have I had? Geez, you know,
The houses are all built now, so that's a fair.
More than the rest of us.
Yeah, no, Jim had more than me.
But I can say, since Tom's been with us, things been rolling.
Yeah.
Before you were here, we were getting nowhere.
Exactly.
Well, and I will say, I mean, as I'm standing before you for many meetings now, I feel like it's going nowhere. So I'm very frustrated with it. I can understand the board's frustration of it. I can understand the town's frustration of it. I believe that we are close. We have some field re-inspections that will need to happen. And I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. I'm more than happy to have the contractor out there when we're doing re-inspections. If they see anything that is on the list or is not on the list, they can address that right then and there. So you guys have been great. You've been very patient with us. I really appreciate that. And I'll do whatever we need to do to get this done. But I think we're there. And I know you've heard this a lot, but I really do think that we are there. We are very, very close. I would hope nothing more than, you know, we're waiting for the list for the third one. This particular surety is for phase 3, so not seeing the list from Public Works yet. To go by August and say that we're going to be ready to go into maintenance, it's not. I would say there's zero chance of that happening. But phase 1 for phase 2, if everybody's in agreement with it, I'll nothing more than to come forward with you to request to take phase 1 onto maintenance, take phase 2 onto maintenance, and then take phase 3 in.
I'm just thinking, you know, since this one's up for, it's about to expire, and we already have something from the bank for the already 1 year, rather than sitting there jostling back and forth, no, wait, we only want 6 months. Give them the 1 year, but let them know it's not gonna be extended again.
Can we do that, Dave? That's it, no more extensions?
All right,
I like your idea, Chuck.
I agree with that. I also think that if the paperwork is given to legal and they review it and it doesn't meet, our standards or what we're looking for, then at the work session, we'll have a special meeting. As much as I hate special meetings, we will have a special meeting to set the pull date, which would be the 15th. That's the work session is on the 6th.
Well, you do meet on the 6th, in work study, you can talk about it then, for sure, you won't be able to make a decision
Yeah, but he's gonna call a special meeting.
unless you,
Potentially, yeah.
if needed.
Yeah, we'll have a special meeting if the legal doesn't fall in line.
We got a couple of weeks to see.
Pardon?
We've got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but we have to make a decision tonight to make a motion.
I don't think so.
If legal has any problems with the extension as it is being provided, then I think if you have that special meeting on the 6th, you can make the motion on the 6th.
Right.
to be able to do
Right, we don't need to take
Well,
any
as
action.
long as we're to make a special meeting already ahead
We
of
don't
time,
have,
right?
we don't need a motion for a special meeting, do we?
No, you can call it, and, you gotta just give 48 hours notice.
Yeah.
All right.
So as David knows whether it's a yea or nay, if it's a nay, then, they can contact me and I'll call a special meeting.
Guys, I can go ahead, as I send this off to David, because I could give him what I have, and that was one of the things that they provided for me, because I did not have all the documents. And Lennar did provide those for me, and then Jen did confirm that she had them in her stuff, but we didn't have it on any record on our storage, on our computer system. So we do have all that stuff now, and when I send it to him, I can send it to each one of you guys so you have a copy of it tomorrow. So that everyone gets it, plenty of time, you could review it, we could wait for Dave to give his thumbs up or thumbs down on it. It appears from Jen and I's point of view, and again, we're not attorneys, that there is a manifest chain to these documents. You know, and why they didn't make us aware of it before I got here, I don't know. And maybe they did, I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is it does appear to be in order right now, but they will be the one to determine that.
Okay, so then if everybody's in agreement, we'll leave it run as it is. If it goes up yay, then we will, at the August 20th meeting, we'll accept it. If it comes up nay, then, I'll call a special meeting and we'll set a pull date on August 6th.
Here you go.
And it'll be for 1 year, and we're also gonna state, and you can relate this to them, that we're not going any more extensions. I mean, God, it's been going on for way too long. Way too long. Big corporation, very disorganized, very disorganized.
And if they think putting another person in your seat's gonna get them another extension, as the MO seemed to be, that's not gonna fly either.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay, so we all in agreement on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Got it, Tom? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
I haven't heard from anybody.
From Dennis?
Nope.
You guys drove.
Dennis met me, returned it, sorry.
Number 4, Centennial Villas, Phase 2, proposed letter of credit in the amount of $103,940.34 to expire on September 5th, 2025.
So I think these, they're gonna come in for, during the August meetings and ask that, this be rolled over into maintenance, and they want to, actually combine phases 2 and 3, because they're both sort of, at that 1 yard line point. We did give, Olthoff a punch list last week. They're looking over it now, they'll make the repairs, we'll do the re-inspections. Seems very reasonable that would all get taken care of in the next, few weeks or so. So, that's sort of the plan. I don't think any action is needed at this point. It's more of what's gonna be coming down the pipeline in the next month's meetings.
Then everything should be cool.
Everything should be good on that. I'm
Yeah.
not, that's
Okay.
the least worrisome out of all of them.
Okay. Works for me. Okay. Any comments on the commissioner? I'm gonna go on a public comment then.
I have, you mean regarding item 4? Yes, if there's any comments. So you were talking about item 4?
Yeah, you just talked about it.
That's what I thought. We're done talking about
Yeah.
it. I did have some questions before we get to public comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Tim, have you given the value of Dykema's property and the issues there? Have you given that a value? I thought we gave some instruction 2 weeks ago about the fine.
It would be approximately, or let's say, it would not exceed $3,000 to restore that sediment pond back to original specifications.
I'm talking about what he did in his house. It was alluded to as intentional. Do you have any proof of that? The garage, the basement being too deep and the garage being...
The blueprint does show a 9-foot basement plan that he turned into the town.
Okay.
And I was under the impression that anybody wanted to know, or the question was how much it would cost to re-dig out, clean that sediment pond back out, haul out whatever's in there. It's hard to determine how much is in there without, but I was...
But his garage floor is too high. Has that been determined to be fact also?
That it is high? Absolutely. That's why he was here for a waiver for the driveway slope.
He doesn't have occupancy permit, right?
What's that?
Doesn't have a permit for occupancy, right?
Correct. Does not
So
have-
how is he allowed to store stuff inside the garage and outside the house? On the driveway and everything else, trailers and all kinds of other stuff?
Construction site. Somebody said there was a boat there, but if everybody thinks I'm just sitting on my butt doing nothing every
No.
day,
Let me back up.
There's a construction trailer and I heard there was a boat there, but I think that was moved from the last meeting.
Let me back up. We had asked, Mr. Carey had stated that there were things done intentionally. So you're telling me the 9-foot basement is on the print? Is the elevation of the garage floor which dictated the elevation of the driveway? Is that correct on the print that he sent in?
No.
Okay.
The hole was
So we were talking about a fine
The
similar...
hole was not dug deep enough for the hole was dug for an 8-foot basement, and they poured a 9-foot basement there. The print showed that he was to put in a 9-foot basement. I don't know what happened, I have no idea. It seems to me that there was some miscommunication to the excavator, that they dug the hole, a foot too shallow.
So back to the driveway then.
It did show clearly on the print that the garage floor was supposed to be dropped to 1'6", and it was not.
Okay, so he deviated from the print. So, compliance around here is a problem because of citations, or the lack of. I thought Mr. Parker had made the point that we need to come up with a number for a fine. And like we did at Lakeside
I guess
a long
I
time
was under
ago.
the impression that where all the talking went, I was under the impression that I was supposed to find out what it would take to clean that sediment pond back out to the original condition, because that was Mr. Carey's biggest concern, that he was the one that did that, and I was under the impression that that was the number wanted. So I don't have any...
Well, we discussed at the end the Lakeside and the guy who was doing what he wanted over there.
Yeah.
And you gave those 3 season rooms values, and the last time he was in here, he got fined one of those values. Where are we at with, I mean, they're not back here for a waiver.
They were instructed they could not come back until they had a new site plan
Okay.
showing the elevations. So that was deferred a month clearly by you guys, so he can't
Yeah.
come to this meeting. So he should have his new site plan with the actual elevations at the work session next month, according to what I know.
I don't think that doing what you want and then dashing off to the BZA and, you know, paying a little fine, I don't think that's where some of these things should be going, but that's what's been happening. And I don't want this going there either. He needs a waiver from us.
He needs a waiver.
He needs a waiver from us, and there needs to be a value established with what this fine's gonna be. I mean, am I the only one who's thinking this?
Well, I think along your lines too, but I'm still, you know, kind of miffed that, he presents plans and then he builds something that's not according to the plans. And now he's sitting here, if the excavator didn't go a foot deep enough, or whatever it takes to get the 9-foot basement in there, Mr. Dykema, should have called his excavator and said, the grade isn't right, the depth isn't right. Now he put in his 9-foot basement, which made him put a 1.5 foot higher garage floor, which made his driveway over 8 degrees slope, and it also made the house a foot higher than it's supposed to be. None of that was on the plans. And I don't care if the plan shows a 9-foot basement, it doesn't show a 9-foot basement sticking a foot out of the ground.
Right.
It should show it with the normal footing. Those are my thoughts. So to me, it should be lower the house, lower the floor, correct the grade, correct the driveway, pay your fine, and then you can move in. Those are my thoughts. I'm tired of people coming in here and saying, here's my plan, but this is how I'm gonna build it. And we've had several of those.
That's why you came here, Mr. Kavora, to get that waiver for the driveway slope. It clearly showed on the plan the garage floor should have been dropped. If I misunderstood what was being, I thought that what was being asked for by Mr. Carey was that sediment pond be back cleaned out to original condition, and they asked if there was enough money by the fine, that was the $500 fine. I said I would have to look into it. I got the same person who cleaned it out before Mr. Carey did it, and he said it would not exceed $3,000, but he didn't have any good way of giving me a firm number because he didn't know how many loads of stuff he'd be taking out of there because it's underwater, but he said that it would not exceed $3,000 if he had to redig the whole thing, so that was a safe number.
I think what we were looking for was a value of everything that
So
allegedly is
tear out the
damaged.
garage floor and lower it down and report a driveway, or that's what you're asking?
And the town manager's agreeing with what Tim said, that's what he thought.
Okay,
That's
well,
what I heard too.
then me and a couple other people up here misunderstood.
So you're asking for a cost to tear out the garage floor, lower it down so the garage floor would meet the...
Why do we need a cost? Tell them to do it.
It's not our,
I'm looking for
I
a
don't know, I'm
fine
asking
number.
for what you guys are asking for.
Well,
I don't know why.
I'm looking for a fine number so these things stop happening. You know, we build a garage, the roof's too high, $500 and it goes away. We got a house down here that's screwed up and the truss guy did it and this guy did it and that guy did it. And there's no fines for this stuff. That Lakeside thing that we started over there, that you threw $7,500 at it, everybody woke up.
Yeah. I agree.
There are no mistakes. We're not shoving the property, we're not going over the setbacks, we're not, you know, we're not clowning around. There's too many of these things keep happening. These oopses.
You wanna know the cost to, generate a fine off that cost.
That's what we did in
Ed
Lakeside.
wants to respond, I think.
I'm a very black and white person, so if you wanna give the gentleman a fine, I support that 100%. But then I think we need to do that with everybody who does something and then comes back and asks for.
Well, you're right, and the stuff that ends up at the BZA, because nobody wants to come in here, I don't think that some of that stuff shouldn't be happening. I mean, you had a plan, and that's not what's here.
The after-the-fact stuff, I agree.
I mean, the after-the-fact stuff is ridiculous.
So are we asking for a fine and for it to be fixed?
I was going the lesser way. I don't disagree with John, but, I'm trying to find something to deter people from doing some of these things. So
In the future.
In the future, we're not asking, I want a number to fix it. He says fix it. So there's two different questions.
I like both. No, seriously, that's gonna put a stop to it if somebody else comes and does it.
I get it. I get it. So give the garage and the driveway a number.
Yeah, I mean, as far as John's comment, I mean, you would have to completely tear the whole house down to lower the house. I mean, you can't, I mean, I guess you could jack up the house and lower it down a foot on that foundation, cut it off.
Safe way.
I don't wanna say it's impossible, but,
Well, I know
but the yard, I mean, what I've been told and what I've seen by driving by is that the subdivision grades have been met. They did build a retaining wall along the north side of the house to kind of buffer on their property, which kind of is a normal thing, which kind of made everything look
He created a step there.
look better, and it is what it is, but, effectively, that lot has a little steeper yard. They definitely have an over 8% driveway slope. It will have zero negative effect on the neighborhood in my eye. But I agree that, it's not just, shame on you. I mean, I agree that, and I thought, like I said, I thought the whole point was to get that detention pond laid up. But I can give
Well,
you.
we need that too. I mean, we need a totality of circumstances for
So I just
everything
want to be
that's-
clear, the pond, the garage floor, the driveway.
We don't wanna know what it costs to replace those, we just wanna find how much we're gonna find in.
based on the cost of replacing.
Going down and going back up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the objective
Yeah.
criteria.
The objective is you have X amount of, you got thousands of these, you got $5,000 to fix this.
I mean, I'm gonna say that if you gave him a $10,000 fine, it wouldn't be out of line. That would be a high dollar fine. You would not be able to tear out the garage floor, the driveway, and clean out the pond for $10,000.
No way.
No way.
25.
Huh?
25.
I didn't put a pencil to it, but I don't know how.
That's my guess.
I don't know how steep would find you're thinking.
Have you been over there lately?
And I wanted,
Well, they can.
Based on,
Based upon objective criteria.
and I also wanted clarification that what Mr. Carey was saying was accurate. Because he was throwing a lot of things around, and I don't want to make decisions on something you don't have in front of you. And I've been by there. I don't know how, without a occupancy permit, you can store your personal watercraft in the driveway. I don't get it.
The next morning, I went to the police department, talked to them about it.
Yeah,
And I had Mr. Parker on the phone when I was talking to the police, and he can store the stuff there, it's his property, he can store the.
but he doesn't have occupancy. So he could put a camper in the backyard and, I mean,
According to our police department, they could not cite him for having a trailer in the yard.
it's his property still.
It's his property. He's not occupying the house.
and expired plates have no relevance in that either?
I don't know anything about expired plates, the conversation I had was Illinois plates on the
Okay.
trailer there.
So you can park a trailer just on the street with no vehicle attached to it?
If it's a construction trailer,
Well, I feel bad for the neighbors over there. On another note, we briefly talked about the grand prize cars. His deadline is passed. Does the owner of the property, are they getting fined also?
No. where they need to be. I mean, that's the loophole left. He did get the cars on the lot down to 25. He hasn't gotten the other cars yet off of the property, so.
Well,
That one we brought tomorrow then.
Right, so we
and
kinda.
Schilling owns the property, right?
Right.
Well, the north part there seems to have been split, but the approval originally was given for the use of all of it. And now, the biggest part of the building, that market's been gone, so now whoever comes in there next will have to come back in here
Right,
and see us also.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so he's gonna get another letter tomorrow, as Ben said, for the other ones. He got rid of probably 25 plus cars at the car lot in that week and a half or whatever he was allotted, so we kinda thought that he was making pretty good progress, but now he kinda.
well, I don't have a problem with him doing it, it's just, that's not what was approved.
Right.
I mean, it's not what was
But he
approved.
did get, like I said, with the last letter, he made a very great advancement on getting rid of a lot of stuff, so we kinda he's been there for quite a few years in town, and he's making a big effort to comply, so
Well, those advancements
Happy to see progress.
of getting rid of stuff, I like that, as long as they're not moving it to the other end of their property.
Right, no, I understand that.
This has been ongoing previously.
Right, it's been ongoing.
Mr. Conley, have you corresponded at all with the people in the cabinet shop on 41? That B3, south of Leo's there, I can't think of the address right offhand. 134.
We sent out a letter according to.
Have you heard from them about anything?
And Nathan Viss is gonna be coming before you.
Oh, Nathan is?
Yeah.
Okay.
To try to address those things.
Okay.
Because, and again, I told, my conversation with Nathan was, if you want it to be a B3, fine, be a B3. If you want it to be, a residence, then it can be a residence, but it can't be both.
I got you.
So
Okay.
they know they need to do that, and I told him that he's gonna have to do the route that we did with another resident of Cedar Lake.
Okay.
And so they're weighing that and going through those options.
I just didn't know if there was, I want to make sure things are moving.
No, things are moving.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. That's all I got.
Okay, public comment. Do we have any public comment? Any public comment? Anybody online? He said online.
No, I just have one more comment.
What do you got, Jim?
I wanna leave here with are you guys happy with the $10,000 number, or am I supposed to be coming back with something else?
I would appreciate you getting a real number. You could put that to pencil in a few minutes, and quite frankly, you're probably pretty close. Except for removing it.
You want the fine to be the cost of?
I want us to know what it takes to fix it.
Right.
And then we'll have to we need to start with a number.
Mr. President, there is a statutory limit of $7,500 for fines imposed upon ordinance violators. So typically what we see in kind of response to that inquiry, which is correct, there is usually a schedule, progressive schedule, but when you think about it in the context of a single-use home, how many times you're going to have first offense, second offense, third offense, sequential, progressive, but $7,500 is the maximum. So make sure that we don't crawl over the top of that while you're justifying by objective criteria what the
And that-
actual cost.
And that $7,500 is,
Is that per occurrence or an aggregate?
Yes, that's a good point, John. It's per occurrence, and every day can constitute a new offense. So
he could get, so the two,
Right.
driveway.
22,500.
And
for
the
three.
garage floor, so there's two, correct?
sorry.
The driveway and the garage floor would be two.
And the height?
Yeah, I guess that's right.
At the top of foundation.
Would have to look at the plan.
So that'd be 7,500 times 3.
That's still a high fine.
Yeah, it's a high fine, for sure.
And then I mean, I guess how much validity is in the silt pond being
I
filled
think,
in?
I don't think that down there was done intentionally. That's just my opinion. That just happened. It was a collateral mess.
And I know the reason for the sediment pond before the detention pond is due to the topography of that subdivision. That's what that thing was put there for, because it's not, I don't wanna say it's impossible, but it's very unlikely you're going to prevent anything from washing down that hill during heavy rain, during construction.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
Okay, we all set?
Yes.
Last call. We're adjourned.